easy, healthy meal prep that you can do at home without much skills or effort. My main aims are just to help you find a happy, healthy version of yourself, so you may as well subscribe.
I'm in it just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious, victorious.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a meal prep video, and you know, obviously I'm a teacher and I get asked quite a lot, how do I manage to juggle doing all the fitness that I do and teaching and also eating well? This is one of the ways. So essentially, I'll show you my freezer. So I've actually got 2 freezers, and like several drawers in each of the freezers are full with meals that I've made, like meals that I've meal prepped. I do that because obviously me and my partner both work in a school and it's super exhausting to get home, train, and then have to cook tea. So I just don't bother. I just cook it all in a day when, like, today is a rest day, today's the Thursday night, so I'm not training tonight, so tonight I will do my meal prep. And then sometimes I'll do it on Sundays, or sometimes I tend to cook a huge amount of food all at once. Sometimes if I'm on like Easter holiday or half term, then I'll do it. And in lockdown, obviously I've been able to have like a slow cooker on or something all day while I'm working from home. But I actually teach in a school half the time. Yeah, so I'm doing a few different meals today. I'm gonna start, the one I'm starting with is a curry. I'm doing a chicken curry. Normally I would use chicken breast, but today I've got chicken thighs just because it's cheaper. I think it's like £1.60 for I think it's, oh, it's huge, like a big pack. But anyway, I'll show you the oven, because what I'm doing is I'm cooking it in the oven first, just because I find that the easiest way to get the bones off, because I don't want bones in my curry. Normally I would just use chicken breast and put the whole chicken breast in uncooked, but I'm doing it a little bit differently today. I'm just cooking them, I've put them in. Actually, I think I'm gonna turn it off now. So there we go, there's lots of chicken thighs there, and I just put a little bit of curry powder on top. I put them in the oven for 40 minutes and they're now cooked enough just for me to take the bones off. They'll continue to cook anyway in the pan, but I think they're pretty much cooked through. I'll put them into the curry later. So first one's gonna be chicken curry, and then after that I'm gonna do a massive sausage casserole. Sausage casserole is me and Martin's favourite. Like anytime there's a sausage casserole going, if there's like 2 meals and one's a curry and one's a sausage casserole, we both always want the sausage casserole. So it's so good, and it's so cheap to make too. So I'm gonna do that, and then I might not do them all today, I might do another one tomorrow, but I'm gonna do a pasta dish at some point. I think I'm gonna end up with about 8 portions of sausage casserole, which is a lot. At least 4 portions of curry, maybe 6. I think I'm gonna do, it's gonna be chicken and sweet potato curry, and the sweet potato tends to bulk it out a little bit, so hopefully that'll help. So I'm just gonna let those cool, and then I'll get back to you in a bit. Stop chopping up some veg, but as you'll find out, I'm quite lazy with everything. I'm not a chef, I just make food that tastes good and is healthy and wholesome and has all the goodness in it that we need. But there's a few like cheeky tricks and cheats that I do because I don't have all the time in the world and I just want to get in healthy meals. And that's why I'm doing this video, essentially, so you can get my easy healthy meal prep that you can do at home without much skills or effort. So the first thing I've done is I've cooked the chicken and I've kind of shredded it up a little bit so I can put it straight into the curry. And I've put some sweet potatoes in the microwave. Just because, as I said, I'm super lazy and I can't be bothered to chop them when they're raw because they're like really tough when they're raw, and also the skin is really difficult to peel. So I just put them in the microwave for like 15 minutes for 2 that size, and it makes the skin really easy to peel off, and it also makes them easy to chop. Just gonna show you the whole kitchen quickly because this is one of the reasons we love this house so much. It's so big. Yeah, this kitchen is massive, and if you've seen my old meal prep video where I literally just had like 1 counter and a tiny oven, you can see the difference. But hopefully I'll do some more cooking videos in here because it's just huge and I need to make the most of it, really. So I've got my massive pan out and I've put it on, and I put about a tablespoon of oil in it, which is gonna even out throughout the whole of the curry, because there's gonna be a lot of it, so a tablespoon of oil isn't really that much in the grand scheme of things. I'm just gonna chop some onions and they're gonna go straight in. And to save my eyes, and also because I don't massively bother with finely chopping onions, I'm just gonna cut it into quarters. Or actually eighths, because I cut it down the middle. Big chunks of onion. And I'm putting in lazy chilli, like quite a large amount on a knife. And the same with the garlic. Actually, it's easy garlic because it's like, they're the Aldi ones, so they're like cheaper. I'm gonna do 2 of those that like garlic. Next, I want to put in all the chicken. And at this stage, if I was using chicken breast, it would just be raw chicken breast straight in the pan, but because I'm using chicken thigh, I've already cooked it just because I was being lazy and I didn't want to get it off the bone when it was raw. Next, I'm going to peel and chop up the sweet potatoes. And I chop it up just really roughly. It's gonna like properly mush up, and it goes in anyway. So with my cooking, my measurements are usually really rough. So I've done, basically it's a kilo pack of the chicken thighs, which is like a family pack. I'll put in an extra onion, so 3 onions in total, they're like medium size, and then 2 large sweet potatoes. The reason I started using sweet potatoes is because I need more carbs, so I can add more carbs into my diet, but it doesn't add a huge amount of calories, and it's got loads of goodness in it, and it also really thickens out curry, makes it taste really good. And I'm gonna put lentils in it as well, so it's gonna be chicken, sweet potato, and a lentil curry. And I'm just frying off all of those bits. And because it started like sticking to the bottom a bit, I'm gonna put in a bit of water. Kind of like takes all the flavour off the bottom. I'm gonna throw in some chili powder and some curry powder. And also some turmeric, because it's a really good anti-inflammatory as well as tasting nice. So it's all like coming together, going all mushy. Next, I'm literally gonna put in 2 pots of this curry sauce, because again, I'm lazy, and also it's just like super low in calories. I also like wash these out so I get all the excess. Obviously, you could probably halve this recipe if you don't have a massive pan like me and you just want to make a smaller portion. You could probably just eat it like that, but I'm going to start adding loads of veg to it because I want to be healthy. So I've literally got a bag of frozen mixed veg, which is already chopped up, and I just bung a whole load of this in there. In fact, the whole bag. And then what I normally do is I'll go to the fridge and see if there's like stuff in there that's kind of on its way out. So I've got some kale, which is kind of going a little bit brown around the edges, but it's still fine to eat. So I'll like take the bits out that are really brown. Like you wouldn't want to eat that like just cooked on its own, but to put it in a curry, it just melts in. And obviously green veg is good for like iron and more fibre, magnesium. And then I put in a tin of tomatoes as well, a bit more water. And then 2 extra teaspoons of curry paste, just because I've diluted it a bit. So I've got my lentils, and then usually at this point I will start entering it all into my fitness pal. Yes, that's 500 calories per serving, and I don't count vegetables, not because vegetables don't count, but because I find counting vegetables would discourage me from eating vegetables. So I kind of take that into account when I do my calorie target, and at the moment my calorie target is like 1,800 calories. I'm gonna add some carrots in as well, just to bulk it out a bit more. with carrots, I'm super lazy. I don't even bother peeling them. I just put them straight in. I kind of chop the ends off, chop them up into discs and then pop them in because you can't really taste the skin and it's good for you anyway. So I just put the lid on that and that's pretty much done now. I just leave it on like 2 until it's completely cooked and then I'll put it into Tupperware boxes and put it in the freezer. And then I'm not going to do the sausage casserole tonight now because it's a bit late. I'm going to do that probably tomorrow. I think I've got 8 servings out of that and it's only 500 calories a serving, or just around that anyway, which is good. Obviously not including the vegetables. I don't count vegetables, it's up to you guys if you do count vegetables. I just make sure that I take into account that when I think about my calorie target. So I make sure I'm in a 500 calorie deficit, and then I probably eat roughly about 100 calories extra in vegetables a day. So I'm really in a 400 calorie deficit, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as you're in a deficit, you're still losing fat, which is cool. And I'm happy with my progress so far. And that should make a really nice tasty meal, full of flavour and full of goodness. Hey guys, so I stopped meal prepping the other night because it got a bit late, so I didn't want to do another one, but I'm going to finish it off today. Today is Sunday and I'm going to do the sausage casserole, the big sausage casserole, and probably like a bolognese style pasta because I've got some beef mince and I was going to do a chili, but I don't think I've got enough tomatoes, so I think I'm going to do like a bolognese, but not really because it's not going to be like spaghetti bolognese, and obviously being me I'm going to put way too much veg in it, so I'll figure it out as I go along. I'm going to do the massive pan of sausage casserole first and then I might start the pasta halfway through. I'll try and tell you all the measurements, but I think if you're going to recreate some of these you'll probably do smaller portions, so I would just like half everything I do with the sausage casserole if you don't have like a massive pan like mine, which is that one there. So first thing I'm going to do is chop up some onions, put oil in the pan. And another one. And then I've got 2 bags of 12 sausages. These are like the cheap ones from Aldi. They're just like Cumberland sausages, not like low fat ones or anything. Because when you've got loads of them in there, it doesn't really equate to that much calories. It's just so much veg. So I'm just going to like separate all these and put them straight in the pan. And another pack. Chilies, like a teaspoon. And garlic, another like teaspoon. So with the amount of sausages I've got, 12 per pack, so that's 24. So I think if I do 8 portions, that's 3 sausages a portion, which is about right. And then with all the veg and stuff, it should work out around 500 calories a portion again. I'm gonna put a leek in as well, so I've got one of those in the fridge that needs to go. And then I've got 2 courgettes that I'm just gonna chop up really nifty and chuck in as well. So I've actually got like a sausage casserole mix that I got from Lidl, and I just like putting those in because it gives it loads of flavour. Half a bit. And then next I'm gonna do tins of tomatoes. I think I'll probably need 3. These are different. They've just got like, that one's onion and garlic, and then the other one is like herbs, so it really does matter. So I've turned it right up, but it's not heated up yet. I'm gonna put in a chicken stock cube, just for flavour. Some basil. So I put in a bit of mixed spice. It's got, what's it got in it? Ground cassia, I don't know what that is. Coriander seeds, caraway, nutmeg, ginger powder and clove powder. Because I think it's supposed to be for sweet stuff, but I used to put nutmeg in my casserole, so I really like that. I also put it on carrots with like a Sunday roast. And then honestly, I just throw in loads of stuff. I'm gonna put in some turmeric, because it's like good for you, like anti-inflammatories. I think I put that in the curry. And then like mixed herbs and some salt. I have to add quite a bit of salt to my food because I have a bit of a sodium issue, and I think I sweat out quite a lot of electrolytes and sodium and stuff. So I've been trying to put a bit more salt in the food that I cook lately because my diet is really low salt because I basically home cook everything, but I've just been adding a little bit extra, and I put quite a lot on when I actually eat, and I find that has helped. It has improved, because if you watch some of my older videos, I think there was one where I did like a vlog and I had like really bad dizzy spells. I was nearly fainting, and that was all sodium intake. So I make sure I take electrolytes every day, and now I'm just putting extra salt in my food. A lot of people are like, oh, that's really weird, like why would you have low salt? People's diets are usually really high salt, but if you cook all your own food, you don't really eat a lot of processed food, then your diet is going to be really low in salt, so I have to add salt. I'd normally add a load of tomato puree, but I've only got this bit. I'll just like make it more intense by adding loads of flavour. Yeah, there's nothing in that. I'm putting ketchup in it. I'm gonna do 2 cans of mixed beans. Sometimes if you watch one of my older meal prep videos, I would do kidney beans and butter beans, but at the moment I've just got mixed beans in the cupboard, so I'm just gonna do those. It really doesn't matter. I think, yeah, they're in water, so I'm just gonna put the whole thing in. Sometimes I drain it, but I'm really can't be bothered. And honestly, a lot of the like goodness and stuff is left in the water. You'll see, like, I think vegans use it as whipped cream or something. You can like whip it up and it makes stuff thicker. I find if I leave the water in from the beans, it makes it thicker, so I'm gonna add that. But you don't have to. I don't know what kind of beans they are, but it doesn't seem to be as many like kidney beans and stuff. I'm gonna put in some sweet potato, which I don't normally put in my sausage casserole, but I kind of feel like it, so I'm gonna put that in the microwave so I can cheat and peel it like I did with the curry. I just put it on like 8 minutes because, I don't know, I think that'll work. As you can tell, I pretty much make everything up as I go along, but it works and everything tastes really good. So I'm gonna put in some carrots. I need to make sure I've got enough carrots left over for tonight though, because it's Sunday, so I'm doing a roast. And I've decided I'm going to do weekly vlogs from now on, so I'm sure my Sunday roast will feature at some point, but I love making a Sunday roast. And hopefully you'll see more of my cooking stuff, because I've got this kitchen, I quite like filming in here, and I can show you more of my food without it having to be an entire video, because I feel it's quite time consuming when I do videos like this, where it's like all food, and like the full day of eating and stuff I've done before isn't really doable when I'm at work, because at work I get lunch provided there and I can't do any filming when I'm at work, so I'll just have to do it through the week instead. And I can show you a full day of eating at some point, but it'd have to be a Saturday, and that means kind of giving up my whole Saturday to do it. Again, I don't peel my carrots because I'm lazy. And you can do this in a slow cooker, you don't have to do it in a big pan like I'm doing. I just want to make a really huge amount, so I'm doing it in a big pan, because I rediscovered my pan house. I kind of realised I'm essentially my own meal prep company. People pay a lot of money for this. Carrots are in. And you can see the sausages are starting to break down a little bit, but they shouldn't do too much. And then it all starts to kind of mix in together. I'm gonna go get some veg. So I've just dumped in half a bag of mixed veg. And you can start to see how this is easily going to make 8 portions, because it's quite a lot of food now. And with the sweet potato, it'll be a bit more. I'll put the lid on and just wait for that sweet potato to do. I've turned it up really high just so it starts to cook a lot more. And then I think while I'm waiting for that, because I'm just going to put the sweet potato in and then I'm going to leave it for several hours on like a lower heat. So I might put the pasta in and start doing that one. So I can multitask and do like 2 at once. So much easier on a Sunday when it's not like after work, I'm not exhausted. So I think I'm gonna move this one to the back hole. I've got another big pan, but it's like, this is more normal people size, not like catering size. And I'm just gonna fill that with water. You guys probably know how to make pasta, so I don't need to bore you with that, but I'm gonna measure out 4 servings of the pasta. I've got like, it's super cheap to buy in bulk like this. So this is like a huge home bargains pack. And I think it was like £2. So I just buy one of those, and then I'll measure out portion sizes, because I tend to go by the standard portion sizes, and then obviously I add so much vegetables to it, it's actually enough food. Because I find portion sizes are usually quite small for me if I was just to eat it with the pasta with sauce on it and a bit of meat, but if I add all of my veg then it's fine. So I weigh it dry, and I just do like 100 grams dry, and then that's about like 300 calories ish when it's cooked. Obviously every pasta is completely different. 3. I'd always rather go over than under. It's probably a terrible habit. Okay, it's done. There we go, sweet potatoes in. Put that lid back on. I usually boil the kettle for the pasta because I'm not waiting that long. And I'll put the lid on that. So the pasta's going to be super easy. I'm going to do obviously onions again. I'm going to wait for the pasta to do. Put that into a colander and then do all this in that pot because then I can stir it all in at the end. I'm going to use this and it's 750 grams of beef mince. So that'll be for 4 portions. It's like 187 grams of beef per portion. And then the mushrooms will go in there, and then I'm going to put some veg in it as well, probably the mixed veg that I put in everything. So while those are doing, I'm going to track everything that went into that sausage casserole and put it into a recipe. This is a good example of when my fitness pal is wrong. It says Greek strawberry style compote. No. Hello. Right.
Some sauce over the back.
Oi! Do you think that was for today? I don't remember
I think it was.
So 435 calories per serving so far. So I'm gonna turn that right down now because it's sticking to the bottom. And also it's hot enough. So that will just slowly cook now for about 2 or 3 hours. And then I'm gonna leave the pasta until that's cooked and then come back and start doing that. But yeah. And that will be done soon. So the pasta's done. I'm just going to move it into a colander while I cook the beef. So I'm trying to grow like lettuce here, and then that's going to be spinach, and then there's peas there. Quite like growing my own food and stuff, so I'm going to try it on the window ledge, and then I'm going to do more outdoors, but we're doing it at the garden. I'll show you when I do that though. So first, in the pan, I'm just going to put the beef straight in because I haven't cut up the onions yet. And like, I do things backwards. Again, like another like tablespoon of oil at most. Must remember. So, just going to put the beef straight in and then stir it up. Just going to do 1 onion, and I'm actually going to cut it properly. So just to prove that I can cut them properly, this is how my dad taught me to do it when I was a kid. So you like peel it and leave the ends on, and then chop into it that way. As many times as possible, and then cut it that way. And then that goes in the compost, and then it's pretty much diced. I'm going to turn it up now. And then, again, I'm going to put in the garlic and the chilli because I basically put it in everything. Some basil, mixed herbs, which has probably also got basil in it, but I like basil anyway. Black pepper. I might just use, that's like all-purpose seasoning. I'm just going to put that in because there's a little bit left. I would normally put tomato puree in this, but I'm sure it'll be fine without. So if you're doing the sausage casserole in the slow cooker at this point, I would just put it on medium and then just leave it to cook for several hours. You could even leave it for like 8 hours. It wouldn't really matter, it just goes mushier, which is quite nice. I prefer it mushier. So I'm going to chop up some mushrooms to go in with beef. So this is like properly cooked through now, if you can see it. All the meat is kind of brown, and as are the mushrooms. So I'm going to put in the veg. And I think I'm going to put in the rest of the bag of the mixed veg. And I just put it in straight from frozen. And then on top of that, 2 of these tomato and herb sauces. You just need the cheap ones really, or you can just get the starter, but I prefer to get the ones that are like literally made for pasta sauce. I'm just going to leave that to heat up until it's like boiling and all the veg is cooked. And then what I'll do is I'll add back the pasta and serve it. So that's basically how I meal prep all my meals. If I need to bulk it up a little bit more, I'll occasionally add in other things that are in my fridge. So you saw me put the kale into the curry the other day, and that was just because it needed using. I don't always put leek or courgette in my casserole, but I just basically put in anything that's in the fridge that I need to use. I pretty much always have several bags of this on standby, just in case I need to add veg to anything. Although it might not go with stuff exactly, it's just a really good way to get in like some goodness and some nutrients. And I want to make it clear, I'm definitely not a chef, but I am good at cooking. This is just me being super lazy. I really love to like have people over and spend loads of time cooking a really fancy meal. I can do like sauces and stuff myself. I can chop and peel veg myself, and I can make a curry completely from scratch. I can even make curry paste, but I can't be bothered, to be honest, because I don't have the time in my day. As you know, I'm a teacher and I've got a lot going on. I'm training, all sorts of different things going on in my life, and I don't have the time to be faffing about peeling carrots and doing all of those things. So, and obviously not peeling the carrots, not peeling various things is something that my mum used to do when I was a kid. It never hurt me, so I thought I just won't bother peeling the carrots. So essentially all of the cooking I've done here is not to be the fanciest. This is just really basic cooking that's super easy to do. Very lazy with chopping vegetables. I barely chopped anything, and a lot of the stuff I got out of packets, but it's not like they're processed or they're all good foods. Even the sauces, like that completely hits my macros. It's totally fine. There's no horrible additives in it or anything. It's literally just somebody has taken curry paste, put it with a load of tomatoes and put it in a jar, and then it just makes it easier for me to chuck that in. Over this video I have made 8 portions of the curry, 8 portions of the sausage casserole, and 4 portions of pasta. Well, it's several weeks of food for 2 people if you're having that for tea. That's the reason I do it. It's more about bulk and about getting in that really healthy food, but in high quantities in your freezer, so you can just take one out. And at the moment my freezer is massively stocked with these kind of meals already. I tend to cook a couple every so often when I've got some Tupperware free. In the freezer already I've got fish curry, I've got pork stew, I've got pulled pork, I've got some chicken curries already, I think I've got beef stew, and I've got a chilli as well. So it's cooked. All of the vegetables have cooked away. I'm gonna put in some Worcestershire sauce, because that's always good in bolognese. Makes it taste a bit richer, a lot of it. And I'm also gonna put some in the sausage casserole when I'm here, because I love it, honestly. And then the pasta is gonna go back in. I can fit it all in. I always get these huge bags of spinach. I eat a lot for breakfast, but I just try and cram it into anything. And I've just put it on a high heat just so it kind of cooks down and cooks all of those juices into the pasta, so the pasta has more flavour. This might make a few more than 4 portions, 4 hefty portions if it's 4. I might push it to 5. And then obviously the calorie amount will go down. Chuck in some Himalayan pink salt, more black pepper. And then that is pretty much done. Sausage casserole is still cooking away, the pasta's done. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Please do subscribe if you want to see more like this, and I'm going to do more kind of vlogs, more stuff where you get to see more of my life, more of my cooking, more of my training, and I'm going to chat to you a whole lot more about work, life, mental health, all the things. It's always going to be real, and it's always going to be me, exactly as I am, so don't expect anything different. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.